All right, so hello and welcome to Sleep Well, Live Well. This first in the series is Restful Nights, Unlocking the Power of Essential Oils for Better Sleep with myself. So I am Holly. I am the founder of Rest Easy Events, and we produce Rest Easy Expo as one of the things that we do. This is another thing under the umbrella of a free educational series, and later in the year there will be some workshops and day retreats and things like that as well. But the overall aim of Rest Easy Events is to provide education and to help support you with your sleep and self-care, showing you that these are things that we need to prioritize. And when we look after our sleep, when we look after ourselves, everything else falls into place. So fix your sleep and everything else will fall into place because everything is under that umbrella. So we get started. The reason I'm doing this one is essential oils is something that I've used for over 10 years now. I got started when my daughter was, I was pregnant with my daughter, and then as soon as she was born, they helped me immensely with emotional support. And in turn, that was sleep and that sort of stuff as well. And because I was using them and I was a new mum and I had a newborn baby, I wanted to make sure that I understood what I was doing and it was safe. So I went ahead and did an online diploma in aromatherapy so that I could feel confident in what I was doing. And therefore, when I was sharing with people, I had that knowledge behind me as well. Okay, so the three main aspects or the pillars of wellness that you often hear from health professionals are nutrition, so eating well, moving our body, and sleep. Now, we hear a lot about the first two. It's pretty well mainstream. There's a lot of advertising for it. There's a lot of promotion around having a healthy diet, making sure you're getting enough fruits and vegetables, and as well as exercise and moving our bodies. It's pretty well known and out there in its publication of what it's good for. Sleep, however, is a little bit underestimated. It's starting to come through now. People are beginning to really pay attention, but sleep for me is actually the main thing. That is number one. When we look after our sleep, it is so much easier to eat better. If we're tired, we're not likely to make the healthiest of food choices. The same with moving our body. If we're well rested, we're going to be more energized and we're more likely to do the workout or go for the walk. But if we're tired, we're just going to sit on the sofa. So that's why I say if we fix our sleep, everything else will fall into place. And sleep affects more than just what we're eating and the movement that we're doing. It affects our emotions and our relationships and how productive we are. It actually affects every single part of our life. But yet so many people discard how important sleep is. Okay, so why do we need sleep? There's a little bit of explanation I just said there, but it does. It covers absolutely everything. It's so important for our overall health, but also our mental and emotional health as well. I'm sure you can all relate that when you're tired, you're cranky, you're restless, you snap at people, and it just brings down the whole day for you. So getting enough sleep is super important, but like I say, people underestimate it. They don't prioritize it. It's often a bit of a joke. Oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead, or sleep is for the weak, or I don't have time for sleep and things like that. But yet, if we change our mindset and we prioritize our sleep and the quality of sleep that we're getting, we will feel so much better about every other aspect of our life. Sleep is also super important for just processing our emotions as well and consolidating the memories and things that have happened during the day. So taking things from the short-term memory to the long-term memory. Sleep hygiene. Now, this is a term that maybe you are familiar with, or maybe it's something that confuses you a little bit, or you've just heard it around. But the best way to describe sleep hygiene is it actually refers to a set of practices and routines that are designed to promote better sleep quality. And these are habits that you can maintain and help you be consistent and get that consistent sleep-wake cycle happening. So what is included or what applies to good sleep hygiene? Well, being consistent is number one. no matter what we do, being consistent is always the key. So it doesn't matter if you sleep or go to bed at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, whatever it is, as long as it's the same time every night or roundabout, and you're waking up around about the same time, the actual time that you go to sleep is very personal to each person. But the main point is, for the most part, if we can be consistent on what we do, it's those little percentages that we do each time that will add up over time. Setting the mood before you go to bed, and that means just getting your sleep environment ready. So turning down the lights. It might be that you put your diffuser on, that you have a certain things that you do to trigger and let your body know that it is time to wind down. It might be that you stop watching TV and you put on some relaxing music. It might be that you go have a shower and you wash away the day. It can be personalized to you. Everybody's different. So having a real think about what you enjoy doing and what you find relaxing and is going to set that mood for you to trigger those responses in your body to know that it's time to wind down and go to sleep. Avoiding screens. Now, this is a really tricky one. It's like the whole, we know that we should eat 3 to 5 portions of fruit and veg a day. We know that we should be exercising for 30 minutes. And we know that sitting on our phones in bed right before we go to sleep is not good for our sleep quality, but it's actually really hard not to do. We're attached to our phones. We do everything on our phones that we could be booking appointments, we could be checking emails, we're connecting with people, we are listening to music, or whatever it is that we're doing on our phones. They are pretty much super glued to our hands now. It's really interesting to notice the anxiety that some people are getting when they are not near their phones. So avoiding screens can actually be really hard for some people. And there's a few little tricks that you can do, especially if you want to incorporate things like listening to meditations at bedtime. And that, of course, is done on your phone. You can actually set up another phone. Pretty much, I'm sure most of us have got old phones lying around the house that we no longer use, or the ones that have got cracked screens. They're perfect to use as the bedroom phones. Take off all the distractions off them. So delete all the apps that are not necessary for you when it comes to sleep, and keep ones like Insight Timer, Calm app, or any sort of meditation or breathing apps that you might have. Leave just those on your phone. So when you use it at nighttime, you're not tempted to just check your emails, or you're not going to get that notification from Facebook to say that someone's messaged you. So avoiding screens, something we struggle with, but know that we should do. Moving daily, of course. The more that we move our body, the actual better it is for our sleep in the evening. Especially if you've got kids, you'll know this. They have to get their wiggles out before bedtime, burning up that extra energy. Now, for us, it might be just going for a walk, getting outside, getting some fresh air. If you want to go to the gym, going to the gym, but it could also be as simple as putting on some music and doing a bit of a dance around your kitchen, or some slight stretches and yoga, just to get your body moving. But any way that you choose to do it is fine. Just choose something that you enjoy and that you look forward to doing, so it doesn't feel like it's a chore. Limit your stimulants, coffee, alcohol, energy drinks, all that types of things. They all have a time and a place, but before bedtime or after 3 p.m. is not recommended. The sort of time that caffeine that stays in your body is actually quite long. People don't realize how long caffeine can affect you for, and it does disrupt your sleep. So if you're particularly sensitive to caffeine, it's a good job to sort of stop and be really mindful after sort of midday, and pay attention to your body to work out when that sort of peak time is that you need to stop having these types of things. Alcohol on this point as well. A lot of people think that alcohol helps them sleep. You might initially fall asleep quicker, but you won't reach the quality deep sleep that you need, and that will be very interrupted in the night. So although you fall asleep quickly, the quality of sleep that you're getting is not going to be its best, and you end up waking up feeling a little worse for wear and tired as well. So limiting the amount of alcohol you have in the evenings is going to help you sleep as well. And of course, you probably all know these things. We get told them all the time, but sometimes we just need reminders. But not eating too close to bedtime. When we eat and our digestive system is activated, it's taking away the energy and the focus from other things that we need to be doing at bedtime. So getting our sleep-wake cycle in order, and then the consolidating of memories and things like that. If while we're sleeping and our body is too busy digesting, it's not getting into that deeper sleep range that we need to. It's a bit disrupted. So choosing not to eat too close to bedtime, making sure that you've got a good sort of 2-hour window, not only is going to help you digest all your food, reduce bloating and help you feel better in the morning, it's going to help with the actual quality of your sleep as well. Then, of course, we got use your essential oils, which is this it's all about. Now, essential oils are a fantastic tool to have in your toolbox of lots of different strategies and ways to improve your sleep. And I'd love to talk to you now about how I incorporate them and why it is that I think you should too. So what are essential oils? Well, they're basically just extracts from plants. Not every plant has an essential oil in it, but the ones that do, they can come from the petals, the roots, the stems, and they're the oil that's distilled either from a gas distillation, and then sort of when they do that, the water and the oil separate, and they're able to extract the oil and keep just the oil. Now, essential oils are extremely potent. They can be up to 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs. So they're extremely helpful and beneficial for a lot of health reasons. And the oil itself is the fragrant part. So when you smell anything, when you go to a flower and you smell it, or if you squeeze the citrus peel and you can smell, that is all the essential oil. Now, because our sense of smell is so powerful and it's the only direct pathway to our brain, it makes it incredibly effective in helping us with things like emotional regulation, calming our moods down, anxiety, and of course, sleep. So I love to use essential oils because not only do they make my house smell lovely, they have therapeutic benefits that are going to help me regulate my emotions. They're going to help my children do the same as well, and just promote that really nice, restful atmosphere to help us sleep. So there's lots of different essential oils that are good for sleep, and we'll go through a few now. And the great thing about the fact that the chemical constituents of so many oils that make them calming and that make them soothing and for supporting your sleep cross over with so many different types is really useful because we don't all like the same smells. And if I was talking to you, Les, and I was suggesting something for you for sleep, and I said, oh, well, lavender will be great. Here, use lavender. But you hate the smell of lavender, that is not going to help you sleep. So having all these different types of oils from your woods, your florals, your sort of earthy kind of smells means that we can pick oils that are going to suit you and tailor them to you so that you're going to get more of a benefit from it. Because of course we're smelling them. We need to actually enjoy the smell to get the full effect. Otherwise, you're not going to use them. So lavender, of course, is known for its calming and relaxing properties. Lavender is widely used to ease tension and promote restful sleep. It's great actually for pain relief. It's also the oil of communication. So before I started, I actually had a big smell of the lavender to help not only calm me down and prepare for this talk, but to help me articulate my words as well. Roman chamomile is a pretty popular one. A lot of people have heard of Roman chamomile. It helps to calm the mind and the body, making it easier to drift off to sleep. Vetiver is a root and it comes from a grass and it's very grounding and very calming. So it's great for promoting that deeper sleep. So if you have problems with staying asleep, vetiver is what you need. So if you fall asleep fine, but you find yourself waking up or your actual deep sleep is very disturbed, vetiver is going to help you get to that more deeper sleep and keep you there. It's a real earthy smell. It's very deep and quite masculine in its smell as well. Cedarwood helps to create a relaxing environment and support restful sleep by promoting feelings of peace. So again, if you don't like your florals and you don't like lavender or chamomile, but you prefer your woody kind of smells, this is where vetiver or cedarwood are going to be the oils for you. And then we've got lavender peace blends. Now, the ones I've already mentioned, they're single oils, so they're just the one oil. It's just the one aroma. When you hear it being called a blend, that means there's more than one essential oil in the bottle. They've been blended together to create something. So lavender peace is a blend from doTERRA that is of lavender, Roman chamomile, cedarwood, and other essential oils that promote relaxation and sleep. And it's going to be the ones that we focus on tonight as well. It's one of my favorite and most used oils for bedtime. Then we got bergamot. Now, bergamot is a citrus. Now, traditionally, citrus is associated with being very uplifting, but bergamot's a little bit different in the fact that it's quite calming, but it also has that beautiful, fresh kind of smell. So again, if you don't like your florals and you don't like your woods, but you really love citrusy kind of smells, then perhaps bergamot is the one that is your choice for bedtime. It calms anxiety and soothes your nervous tension, helping you to prepare the mind for sleep. It's also really great if you know you're going to have any sort of confrontation with anyone. If you need to have an awkward conversation, diffuse bergamot in the room, because again, it's calming and it's relaxing and it just helps to set the tone. Frankincense is known as the king of oils, and it has relaxation properties that help you to relieve stress and create a peaceful atmosphere for sleep. It's also absolutely incredible for anything cognitive. So memory, brain function, brain health, all those types of things. So really good if you've got little ones with developing brains or elders that perhaps have a little bit of memory loss or are struggling in that area as well. But frankincense is an absolutely beautiful oil and pairs extremely well with lavender. That makes a really nice diffuser blend. To put those both in, you get that really rich kind of smell from the frankincense, and pair it with the lavender. It softens the lavender a little bit. Ylang ylang is another beautiful, very floral oil to include in your bedtime routine. And this one helps to reduce stress and tension and create that calm environment, which is what we need for sleep. So whenever you're looking at any of these oils and what they're doing, it's really sort of thinking about, what do I need? What do I want to achieve? How am I? How do I feel right now? And that might help you pick which oil. So if you ask yourself the question, like, how am I feeling? If you are tired and you just want something to relax you and send you off to sleep, you could pick an according oil for that. But if you're feeling really tense or stressed, you might want to think about which ones help to reduce that stress, like the ylang ylang. Or perhaps you're feeling like you need some comfort. So depending on how you're feeling might be which oil that you choose to put in your diffuser or on you topically. And we'll talk about how you use them in just a second as well. We've got clary sage, which is a fantastic oil for reducing cortisol. Now, there's been lots of studies with this oil, and just by smelling clary sage, you can reduce the amount of cortisol in your body. And cortisol is that stress hormone that we release when we get anxious and we get frustrated and stressed. And too much cortisol in our body is actually really bad for us. It's good in smaller parts. It does the job of getting us away from danger. But we live in a very stressful world now where we actually don't realize how stressed we are. So our cortisol is normally pretty high for most of the time. So it's really important that we try and bring that down, especially if we're looking at sleep. And if you have problems with turning off at nighttime, and you need to focus really on your cortisol and how to reduce that. So clary sage is great at supporting relaxation, emotional balance, and helping you fall asleep easier. Not only emotional balance, but hormone balance as well. So if you are in that perimenopause or menopause stage, or post-pregnancy, post-childbirth, clary sage is awesome for helping regulate hormones. Just stay away until you're in your third trimester, or if you're talking to other people, to sort of keep them away in their in that stage because it can induce labor. Marjoram. Marjoram is an interesting one because it's got that real herby smell. And it's not one that a lot of people would ever sort of think, oh, that's going to help me sleep. But it is actually really calming and relaxing. So again, depending on what you want to achieve and what your favorite types of scents are, marjoram might be a great oil to include in a blend. Probably be a little bit weird diffusing it on its own, but include it in a blend or even to use as part of a massage. Marjoram is really great for your muscles. So if you are sore and uncomfortable and that's preventing you from sleeping because you've got a lot of pain, marjoram is a fantastic oil to help soothe that and help you drift off into sleep land. Okay, so how are we going to use these essential oils to promote healthy sleep? So I've mentioned diffusion a few times, and diffusing is basically where we smell the oil. And that's when we use a diffuser. This is a diffuser. It's not a hot oil burner. They are completely different. Diffusers, you just put water into them and they have an ultrasonic pulse, which pulse through the water and the oil and make it diffuse. There's no heat. So they're safer to use around children. There's no fear that they're going to sort of knock them over and burn themselves. So diffusing is the act where you can use the oil in a room and create an atmosphere. And the great thing about it is not only you're going to get the benefit, but anybody that is in the room is going to be breathing it in and benefiting from those therapeutic properties too. So what I like to do is before we head upstairs, before my kids come upstairs, is I go ahead and I put the diffuser on in the bedroom. I put my drops of lavender piece in there and I get it going about 20 minutes before we go upstairs. Because by that time we enter the room, if the room's filled with the smell by then, and you're sort of walking into this sort of essential oil blanket, and it really sort of hits you in the face as you walk in the room, and it's just instantly calming and soothing, and it's a really great way of signaling to my kids and to me, bedtime routine is starting now, because that's that familiar smell that we smell when we know it's time to start calming down our bodies. Warm baths and showers, you can obviously use your oils in your bath, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. Pillows and bedding, you can spray and make up your own little sprays to put in your linen cupboard or just put on your pillow before you go to bed as well, and that's really beautiful. Sometimes your sheets do get a little bit musty in the cupboard, and it's a really nice way of not only freshening them up, but again, being mindful with the fragrance and the smell that you're using, so you're getting that therapeutic properties as well. So instead of using something that's synthetic, that's going to have hormone disruptors and just cause headaches, you can be picking oils that are going to actually support you with sleep or balancing your hormones or helping you with anxiety or something like that. That's what I really love about using oils compared to anything else, is how diverse they are. A heating pack, so a hot pack if you do have sore muscles, if you've got a headache or anything like that, adding a few drops to that and putting it onto your neck or your back can be really nice as well. The heat from the pack acts as almost like a natural diffuser as well, so you get that aromatic benefit. And then, of course, we've got topical application, which is where we add the essential oils to our skin. Now, essential oils are what we call aromatic volatile compounds, which basically means that they go from a liquid to a gas at room temperature. So when we're using oils topically on our skin, it's always recommended that you use a carrier oil. So the essential oil binds to a carrier oil, and this could be fractionated coconut oil, jojoba oil, almond oil, anything that you like. But the essential oil binds to the carrier oil, helping it to absorb into your skin and reducing the amount of flash off. That's what it's called when the essential oil evaporates before it's had time to absorb into your skin and get into your bloodstream. Obviously, the carrier oil is also a good reason to help minimize any sort of skin sensitivities as well. Some of the oils are absolutely fine to use neat. They're not going to harm you. Some oils are what we call a hot oil. Cinnamon, clove, things like that, oregano. They're all hot oils, and if they touch your skin, they can cause reactions in some people. Generally, the really young babies are very sensitive, and the elderly as well, because their skin's much thinner. But as a good rule of thumb, you should always dilute just to be safe, and also just to avoid getting that flash off, because you don't want to be wasting it. If you've invested in oils, you want to be getting the maximum benefit from them. But massage is a great way to be incorporating your essential oils at bedtime, especially if you've got little kids. Putting a few drops, rubbing it into their feet is a really beautiful way to bond with them, spend some quiet time, and get the benefits of the oils onto their skin and relax their bodies. It's when you can have a little chat, you can ask them about their day, and it goes for your partner as well. It's a beautiful way that you can sit together on the couch, rub a few drops of oil into their hand and give them a nice hand massage or foot massage and just connect and talk. Then, of course, with some of the oils that are suitable for a food flavoring, you can add them to your tea as well. With anything, always read the label. It is clearly states on there what the oils can be used for. Always use as directed. Keep the lids on and out of the reach of children, just to avoid any sort of issues there. Oh, did I just go past one? So we talked about a little bit about bath. So adding a few drops of a calming oil to a warm bath before bed is absolutely a beautiful way to give yourself a nice luxurious bath kind of feeling. The best way to do it, because oil and water don't mix, if you just put your drops of oil into your bath, they're going to sit on the top. And then when you help in the bath, that could cause skin sensitivities because it's sort of just sitting there. So the best thing to do is to use Epsom salts or something like that as your carrier oil. Or you could just put a tablespoon of the carrier oil and your oil into the bath, and it gives you a nice silky feeling. It's really nourishing for your skin. But if you wanted to have the added benefit of magnesium in your bath, which of course is fantastic for sleep, you can use Epsom salts. Put the oil into the Epsom salts first and then dissolve into the water. And the same with the shower. If you don't have a bath, you can still do it in the shower. You just drop the oil on the back wall or somewhere that's not going to be washed away straight away. So the heat of the water in the shower is going to create a diffusing kind of steam room kind of atmosphere, and you can breathe in all those benefits. You can also even add the oils to your shampoo and conditioner and create a nice, healthy, luxurious, pampering hair sort of treatment, and include the benefits of whatever you want it to do. So if it's helping your hair grow or become thicker, or even just, if you want it to be nice and calming for sleep, you could use your lavender and things there too. Rosemary, if you want your hair to be thicker. All right. So I did talk about the pillow spray. So adding a few drops of calming essential oil to a spray bottle and then mixing with a few ounces of water. I'd also add in a tiny drop of the carrier oil just to help it disperse, and even a pinch of salt just to help preserve the water. Otherwise, we've got bacteria and things in the water. Even if you use filtered water, after a while, it does start to go a bit yucky. So it just helps to keep it nice and fresh in the bottle. And then just spraying and spritzing the mixture over your pillows and your bedding, even your pajamas, and just creating a really beautiful aroma that's going to help you drift off. Some great combinations there are lavender and cedarwood, bergamot and vetiver, sandalwood and ylang ylang. Interestingly, sandalwood is actually sourced in WA. So even though doTERRA is an American company, they source their oils from all over the world. And a lot of them now, we've got quite a few that are sourced here in Australia. So they are directly supporting Australian farmers. And we've got our own corporate office down in Melbourne as well. So let's take a look at Lavender Peace. As I said, this is one of my favorite blends. So it's got more than one oil in the bottle to use at bedtime. Comes in a 15 ml bottle. Whoops, that's not the right one. did I do with it? Oh, it's over here. A 15 ml bottle, which is 250 drops. Generally, when you use a diffuser in a bedroom, you're looking at around 3 to 4 drops at a time for the size of the bedroom. So 250 drops, 3 to 4 drops at a time, it's going to last you a while. So lavender peace creates a restful environment at bedtime. It's very calming and soothing, contains lavender, cedarwood, coriander, ylang ylang, marjoram, Roman chamomile, vetiver, sandalwood, tonka bean, and vanilla absolute. So it's got such depth to it. It's really beautiful. You can smell the sweetness of the vanilla. It's just a really yummy, dreamy kind of blend. I absolutely love it. So the main part of it is actually sourced and helps farmers in Bulgaria. And the ways that you can use this, of course, is in your diffuser, applying topically to your chest, the bottoms of your feet, putting a drop in your hand like so, rubbing your hands together, create a little bit of heat, a little bit of friction, and then cup around your nose and inhaling 3 deep breaths is a really beautiful way of really calming yourself down. As I mentioned, the sense of smell is the only direct pathway to the brain. So it's extremely quick. When you do that, you feel the benefits of feeling that calmness straight away. It's really beautiful. And it's something that you can do almost anywhere. If you've got oils on you, you can do it wherever you are. So if you are feeling a bit anxious, or if you are feeling like you need a bit of support, something as simple as that is going to give you, be really, really helpful. So the lavender peace blend actually retails for $71, but if you are a member, you can get it for $53. So there's quite a saving there and a benefit of becoming a member. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But lavender peace is used every night in my house with my 3 kitties, or has done since they were babies. The other one I really want to speak about is the lavender peace stick with valerian. Now, valerian is an amazing oil. We can also get it in an oil for sleep. The unfortunate thing is that it stinks. And if you listen to the podcast I did with Dr. Riggs, and if you haven't, go listen to it. It's on the Rest Easy Expo podcast. He talks about the benefits of this stick and how it works. The great thing is that you don't need to touch it. So whereas mixing it with the coconut oil is really cool, it can be messy. This, you just rub on the bottom of your feet, rub on your chest, and away you go. You don't have that mess. It is super easy, super convenient, and it's even great because kids can do it themselves as well, and you don't have to worry about them using too much or getting it everywhere or the dilution or anything like that. So it gives them autonomy over their bedtimes. It helps them be really proactive and empowering them as well. And it comes, it's a really easy thing to use. $27 if you remember. So it lasts a couple of months. It's definitely helps with that restful sleep. I wake up feeling very rested when I use this stick. I absolutely love it. I've been raving about it. Highly recommend that you try it. Let me know if you are interested. I've just noticed that my time is quickly running out and I'm not going to get through everything. But this is the Bedtime Bliss box. It's got lavender peace. It's got balance, which is another one of my favorite beautiful oils. Vetiver, which I was talking about for that deep sleep. And it's a beautiful box that doTERRA have put together for sleep. Now, I've got a deal going on at the moment. The box is only $172. It comes with free shipping and free membership so that you can get things for that member price. Remember, that was quite a difference in the retail to the member price. I'm also going to give you a personalized sleep report using the protocols with the oils that are in this box. So you know exactly what to do with your own personal report, plus free access to my 30-day program on how to reduce your phone usage for better sleep. So how are you going to get hold of this goodies? All you need to do is scan this QR code and it's going to take you to a sales page. And then you can fill out your details. You can edit it how you like. If you've got questions and you want to ask me anything, that's my phone number. Send me a message or an email. I'm really sorry. This is about to cut out any second, but I'd love to talk to you and know what it is that you're interested in, what your issues with sleep are, and maybe make some suggestions for you. I hope you have found this really useful and taken some things out of it. And our next event is going to be with the sleep coaches. So if you haven't registered for that, go ahead and register, and we will see you in a couple of weeks. But reach out to me with any of your questions. I'm sorry we didn't get to them now, but I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me. I will talk to you all soon.